It's been quite the ride so far. Juno wins, alternative album, songwriter of the year. How does it feel when you put out an album that is so well received, not only by the industry, but also by the public at large? You're in the middle of a tour right now. Perfect timing for a tour in the middle of February, in the middle of a snowstorm. But, how do you live that from within?
Yeah, I guess take it day by day. But, I think to be accepted by the music community in that way, my career kind of happened backwards almost, right? It put the album out and then suddenly went into the nominations, suddenly, being kind of widely known within the music industry. So it was interesting. And I was curious as to this is my first headline tour, right? And it's weird to say that because I played hundreds of shows, over 100 each year, right? But this was my first headline tour, and it was just this kind of reaffirming moment that I'm doing something right. I'm connecting in some way because I played in the North. I started the tour in the North, which is where I'm from. I come from the North. I grew up there, learned how to play guitar in this place without electricity. I'm from there, so it was important for me to start it there. And one of the shows was in Red Lake, which is the furthest traffic light in the North is up there, right? And not a lot of people tour those places, so it was special to go up there. And people came from one person drove 500 kilometers to come to the show. Some people were driving down from the north on ice roads to come and see that show. And that to me was so special and so heartwarming, and a sign that I'm it's reaffirming, and I'm doing something right, hopefully.
And you seem very grateful about it, obviously, about all of this. But what's the feeling like when you are doing those shows, especially in your community and in places, as you say, where normally concerts do not happen, and you see faces and people singing your words back to you? What is that like?
It's a wild feeling. It's the power of all the mediums we have now to connect with people, and the fact that people connect with it too, radio. Thank you so much for playing me. But and there was radio stations, and I remember this one story where there's this one radio station that has this draw, and a 50-50 draw, and then somebody won it, and they called this person in Northern Alberta, this farmer in Northern Alberta, and they're you just won $64,000. Who do you want to listen to celebrate? And the farmer was just I want to listen to Nomads by Aysanabee. And that was just the wildest thing to me. I didn't think a farmer in Northern Alberta would want to be celebrating on his tractor to my song, and my grandfather's song. So that is just such a special thing, and those things really stick with me when I can really see the people who appreciate it and see them appreciate it and hear them appreciate it. So it's a privilege to do this. So
tell me about Edge of the Earth, the new single.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I did write that song with Derek Hoffman, a producer I work a lot with, and my friend Sean Soroka, and we kind of always catch up every winter, it seems like, and writing songs with people is a very kind of new thing to me, but it's funny because I realized we kind of scooped ourselves as well, because there's this one part in Edge of the Earth where I say humming on a crowded street, and somebody else which I wrote with them, there's a lyric where we're humming through these empty halls, and I was okay, maybe we gotta check our songs more when we write together. But it was quite funny. But it's interesting because those are kind of connected, those two songs, right? We always meet in the winter, it seems like, and we always get together and we catch up, and we start the session by just having a coffee or having a tea and just talking for 2 or 3 hours, and then we start writing. And so even though those songs are very connected, they're still very different, because Edge of the Earth was very much written from this place of almost kind of shedding an old self, but still acknowledging the past, and the past kind of being that somebody else song, right? And so it's all the growth that happened from there to now. That song is definitely about not forgetting the past, but acknowledging it and learning from it and growing from it, and doing well for yourself and for others, and those things obviously go hand in hand. So
You've gone from empty halls to crowded streets.
still humming though, still humming because we don't don't know any other synonyms apparently. Just kidding. They're incredible to write with.
I want to touch upon the link that you made between the past and the future. Watine, your debut album, was born out of conversations with your grandfather. It's a tribute to him, to his legacy, to your ancestry, to your history, and to your people's history as well. You are writing a new album. Where does the future bring you? Where are you headed next?
Oh,
That's a loaded question, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think about that too often. To be honest, I take it day by day. I obviously, would like to survive. But yeah, no. Where it brings me in the future is still just writing music that means something to me, that's authentic to me, and like the fact that I'm doing this is wild. Not just as an Indigenous artist, but just as an artist in general. It's really hard to make it in this industry and really hard to do it full time. And so the fact that I can, in the capacity that I can, like, is such a privilege. And I hope that, like, I just continue to make music that's really true to me, and that's where you find your fans. That's where you find the people that resonate with you, and that's the people who you want to kind of be playing for anyways. So that's what I hope for, is just to kind of be being true to myself, being healthy, being happy, and just still having the privilege of making art in this society that we have that doesn't make it easy.
Keep doing what you do and keep inspiring others to do it as well. Thank you so much for this. This has been amazing.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. Thank you all. Thank you, CHOM.
Wow. Thank you, sir.